Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Belief Breakthrough Show. My name is Tina Encarnacion. I am your host. I am the author of Stuck in the Fire, a story of resilience, as well as a Reiki master and certified life coach. I am so excited for you guys to be on this episode with me today because I have the honor of bringing to you guys my very first and most impactful coach that I have ever had in my entire life. You guys, we get to hear from the one and only Donna Quarles with It's Time to Soar Coaching. You guys, this woman is absolutely amazing. She met me a few years before I took her up on her offer of life coach. She was so adorable. She said, "My name is Donna. I'm a life coach and you need me." And I was like, "I don't even know what a life coach is." Thank you.
True.
Talk to you soon. Peace. We became great friends, and I continued going down my spiral of out of control lifestyles. And after about 3 years, as I started to go down my healing journey, I was driving in the car by myself, 600 miles away from my family, and tears started to roll down my face.
Wow.
And I heard the voice, "You have to call Donna." And I didn't even know what was going on at the time, but I pulled to the side of the road and I called Donna. And that's really when my life
You can hear it.
began to fall into piece, like into correct pieces. You
Wow.
guys, Donna has a gift about her. She won't admit it, but she's extremely intuitive. And you could be telling her one thing, and she knows you are lying. She knows you are making up excuses. And she knows that you may be saying you will do your homework. And in fact, you never have the intention of doing that. And she'll call you on your shit. So we are so blessed. As much as I would love for Donna to tell you about herself, she just doesn't do that. So I can't give her the opportunity because she will not fulfill my hopes and dreams of talking about herself because that's something she does not like to do. So, you guys, it is a blessing that we have earned her time with us tonight. She is going to throw down some nuggets. And so you better grab a notebook and a pen because when Donna opens her mouth and gives you her time, you have to listen. Because if you don't, it's not a waste of her time, it's a waste of yours. So I'm going to give the floor over to Donna and allow her to bless you the way that she has blessed me. And tonight we are going to dive deep into life coaching. What does it look like? And I have a feeling you're going to get coached yourself tonight. So hold tight, get ready to soar. Donna, thank you so much for being on the show.
It's my pleasure, Tina. This has been fun, fun, fun. It's been a couple of years. The beauty of Tina, and I'm going to start now about her because you know her more than you know me. When I met her, she was um, wanting. She was a wanting person. She wanted to do a lot. And she knew what she wanted. She just knew how to get there. And she decided to let me help her get there, which was kind of cool because you have to really let go of yourself. When I meet people, because I'm really shy, no, they always say, "So what's a life coach?" So I want to say that right now. I said, "Oh, yes, my husband is giving me stuff." I'm like, "Well, stop. That's not what I do." I immediately tell them because I don't want to waste their time. The way I explain it is simple: a life coach versus therapy. The therapy for my style of coaching, excuse me, life coaching, comparative to therapy, is that I use basically a place where people actually get it. If you're driving the car and someone beeps a horn at you, what mirror do you look at? The rear view. That's therapy in my style of coaching. If it's about that, you need a therapist. If you're ready to look forward, now you're ready for me to be coaching you. The why I do that is because I'm about to push you to your own excellence. We do glance left and right to make sure we don't crash. And then we get our way in and we get done what you said. So I tell people, if you want to keep talking about what you said you're going to do, feel free to call and talk to your friends. If you want to be about what you want to do, you speak to me and we get it done.
Hmm.
And I can say that with sincerity because Tina was talking about it and talking about it. And then she came back to me and said, "You know what? No. I'm done with the talk. I'm ready." And that's the secret. If you're not ready, then don't waste yourself. They said, well, Donna, how do I know if I'm ready? Honestly, not because I'm intuitive, but because I can listen. And what I've found is by listening to what my clients say they want, it allows me to actually hear what they need. And who doesn't like to talk about what they want? So by me stepping back and listening, it allows me to say, okay, okay. Now, as you see, I'm from New York because I talk to my hands all the time. However, I do this a lot because I won't interrupt you. Because if I do that, you say something clever and I'll miss it. And I don't want to ever miss it. Now, the beauty of my not missing it is the nuggets that I get from my clients are amazing. I'm going to give you, for instance, a friend of mine, she's an attorney out here where I live, and she says, you've got to talk to my daughter, to my niece. She's traveling from, I believe it's DC, all the way to Florida for a new job, and she's frantic and she's driving everyone crazy. She goes, you've got to coach her through her trip. And she was driving. I said, sure. So we drove, meaning she's driving, and I'm on the phone with her through her travels. And she kept talking about her fear. I'm so fearful of this, Donna. And it's this transition. And I said, stop saying transition. You're making me crazy. She goes, what? I said, change your transition into transform. And when she said transform, her body literally stood up straight. I said, did you see what your body just did? Pay attention. Your body knows when you send it negative, it's going to jump on it. But you feel it with positive, I'm going to transform what I'm going to do. And then the fear thing, I said, you know what? I'm tired of hearing you say that too. You know what fear stands for? Now, everybody knows that the thing that is on people. I don't know. My point is, Tina, do you remember what that is? I can't remember. It's
So much.
okay.
There's so many different ones. I don't know.
Okay, so here's what happened. Literally, the woman said, it's fear." I said, "It's fighting energy against reality." I went, "Wait a minute, that's good." And she started laughing at me, and I says, "No, really, I just made that up." She goes, reassuredly, "No, you read it." I didn't read it. Fighting energy against reality. Think about that. If you fight the energy against the reality of what you're supposed to be doing, you can get there. Now, how do you get there? Simple. Everybody knows how to spell fear, right? Fear. Are you ready? If I take the energy, the E out, all I have left is FAR, so I can go further. And that's my style of what I do. And the beauty, now, I didn't read it. I couldn't make it up. So, somebody had to give it to me. That client gave it to me. And what we don't do as tendencies is we think we know everything. So we get blocked on that. If
I want
you,
to I want to
yes,
pause in a second because
pause.
um I don't want to pass through fear because I know you're about to jump to the next subject because you just roll. So I'm pausing you real quick because I want to talk
Yay,
about fear for a second. Um,
good.
Today I talked to you about fear, as
Yes,
you
you did.
know. So anyone that's watching right now, starting on Sunday, I'm recording my first TV show.
Yes.
And for the last 4 days, I've been having panic attacks and I've been trying to process it and work through it. And it's so funny because even as a healer and a coach, I still struggle at times with panic and fear. And so I went to Donna and I was like, I don't understand it. I'm having panic attacks. Like I have not been this scared about something for so long and I'm trying really hard to work through it, but I'm struggling. And then Donna just sat there and laughed at me because that's what she does. And I was like, I think it's because I'm about to make it. Every single time I've gotten here in the past, I've called it quits. And last night, as I was sitting there having a panic attack at the dinner table, I was like, maybe I'll just cancel my TV show. And I had to check myself because Donna came into my head and she said, we don't play that game anymore. And I had to
Good.
tell myself, we don't quit any longer. That was our old self. We don't let fear hold us back any longer. We let it springboard us forward.
Yes.
So when fear is coming in, when you're having that emotional resistance, that tension, that is actually your body saying, pull down your seatbelt, get ready to go because we're going for a ride and we're going to go far. And
That's right.
so I literally almost canceled my TV show yesterday because of fear. And so
Mm,
this is a real thing. It holds us back. It holds us back from achieving anything and everything our heart dreams and desires. And the only reason why you do not achieve what you want in life is because you allow fear to hold you back.
truth.
So listen to this woman when she's talking about fear, because honestly, if you look back in your past, every time that you've stopped doing what you were hoping and praying to achieve, it was out of fear, resistance that has stopped you. So sorry, I just had to.
Are you finished?
I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh, you're not done. You're never done, darling. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of you, because your fear is not anymore. I like a little bit of fear because it keeps you honest about what's real. And I go through a lot of stuff, and my stuff doesn't allow me to have fear because I'm a solution driven individual. Hmm, that's a trait that I have in myself, how I was reared, that
Mm-hmm.
anything that happens, thank God I was reared that way. If there's an issue, what's the solution? And that doesn't mean I have all the answers. And what we do is we try to rush what I call it hut one, hut two, hike, touchdown. It's not that easy. It takes steps. And unfortunately, we don't want to wait for the steps. We want to go touchdown. But you know what? You're worth every step. I have a quote that says, a wish is a step away from, guess what? Your own reality. I like that word. Think about that. A wish is a step away from your own reality. If you try to double dutch it, you're going to mess it up. So take your time to step into the reality that you deserve. And that reality is only yours. It's not someone else's. Because trust me, as soon as you tell somebody what you thought you wanted to do about your goals and your thoughts, they go, "Oh, girl, that's no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know somebody, or I did that. It didn't work." Don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to self first. Listen to self first. That's how you fight the fear, when you have your backup of who you really are. And most of my clients tell me that I help them see who they really are because I listen to what comes out of their own mouth. I can't tell them what to do. They tell me what they're trying, quote unquote. I don't try. You either do or you don't. I'm going to try. No, no. Are we going to do this? Or are we not? Because that's a waste of yourself. Choosing to do it. I choose it because I set a goal to do that. How do you set a goal? We don't have time during this field, but trust me, there's a process in which I use for my clients that starts a revolution of thought. It starts with simple things like, what do I want? What do I need? And then we talk about that. And then we burn that into a desire. Once they get the burning desire what they want, then we trickle with that and make it the goal. It's a satisfiable goal, not a, well, my goal is to win 100 million. Yeah, no, that's a wish and a prayer. Okay. We're talking about the goals that you know you can set and beyond. There's a thing about people saying, well, I want anything. No, you don't want anything. You want everything in your life. If you want to shorten your way, cannot forget the time that Tina and I went to this program. And I says, Tina, do you want anything or everything? She goes, Donna, please, why are you holding me short of anything? I want everything. I was so excited because now I knew that she got it. She knows, and not for nothing. See, New Yorker, my bad. She is getting everything she wants because she's not fearful of all that others are saying she cannot do. The why I can use her is because you know her more than you know me. But no, I know her more than you think I do. Because she's allowed me to see her. It's not been a show. It's not a showtime. When you allow yourself to see yourself, um, you'll be surprised about the energies that you have to share with others. And I'm going to tell you, a few of my clients are now life coaches. Now, I'm not trying to have a tribe of them, but I have coaches that when they find their creativity of what they do well, they're like, wait a minute, I want to do that too. I'm like, well, okay, what do you want? How do you want to do it? And we plan it. And I have a cancer coach. I have a mom coach. It was her first child. She goes, I need parents to bear around me to get through this. What am I going to do? And she did such a great job. She goes, other people need this. I'm going to have a mom coach thing. It was so successful because moms need that. And Miss Tina, Tina goes, Donna, I think I'm ready to be a coach. I said, okay, this is what I did. Go do it. Not even 3 months later, hey, I got CC after my name. Okay, certified coach. That's the beauty. And it's not about your letters behind you, it's about what's inside of you. I'm going to tell you the gosh honest truth. I've been doing this over 17 years. My CC came about 11 or 12 years ago. And it came because someone says, yo, you should be certified. I says, well, my certification is that I know what I want. You have to certify yourself about what you want. If you're not sure of it, go see a coach. I believe everyone should have one. I know that's everybody says you should have a coach. Have a coach, have a therapist to bend it, and that therapist could be, anybody, and have a friend that gets you, that is able to get you out of your own way. And they say, ooh, girl, go talk to your coach because they want to help you. Let them know what their limitations are. And don't let that stop you, especially if they start talking that negative talk, because people love that. Oh, please don't do that. That's such a waste of your time. If you thought it, it's not a waste of your time. So don't let them narrow your focus. You're supposed to open up your wings and fly. And more importantly, in my entity, it's time to soar. That's what I want you to do. I want you to soar on everything that you said you wanted to do and stop talking about it and be about it. The beauty of how I coach is that you allow me to get excited about the great things that you do. One of my clients had a thing called Do Better. He had a thing that you put around your wrist. I said, what are you doing with that? He says, I don't know. I said, you know what? I'm going to take that over. And I went to a middle school and talked to the principal and said, you need these. She was like, what is that? I said, read it. Do better. She's like, oh my God, I love that. Well, because I'm one of those people, I says, I'm going to buy one for every one of your students. She was like, what? I said, well, sure. I'll write it off. Just don't tell her that. But I'm going to do that because I need students to know that they can always do better. And the teacher would just go, you don't have to yell, you don't have to scream, just point at the thing. She's like, oh, that's brilliant. So little things that you already do will help someone else. Don't be afraid to share once you know what you're doing. Don't share until you're sure that this is mine. Own it and don't let anybody change your mind because it's yours to have.
And
Tina.
I want to reiterate on that because when I first started seeing Donna, and I had like 10,000 brilliant ideas, but I kept telling everybody about them, and they kept telling me how terrible they were, and it was getting me frustrated. And so finally, I was like, I'm just not going to tell anybody anything except for my husband. And she's like, don't even tell him. Like, Tina, you have to make me a promise. You have to make a commitment to yourself that you aren't going to share anything that you think about or any of these ideas that you want to create until they are completed. And the reason I don't want you to share them until they are completed is because I don't want anyone to knock you off course. Because they all have their own opinions, they all have their own life experiences, they all have their own energies, and they don't align with you. They don't live within your body, they don't live within your mind. And so even the best of intentions can ruin that mindset. And that mindset that you had could have been a cure to something to heal this world or to change this world or to shift this world. And because you allowed somebody else's opinion to come in and change your confidence in this thought or whatever you're creating among yourself, you are allowing that to be stolen from the world. And I didn't understand that when I first started working with Donna. When she said, don't tell your husband about these things, I was pissed because I share everything with my husband. Even the things he wishes I didn't, he's going to hear about. And so when Donna said, don't share with your husband, I was like, hold up. Don't get in between me and my marriage. Like, that's not going to happen. No one's going to get between me and my husband.
Right.
And she said, I'm not trying to get between you and your husband, Tina. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to protect your
Mm-hmm.
ideas. I'm trying to protect the steam and momentum you have. I'm trying to protect the confidence that you have surrounding this subject right now
Mm-hmm.
because it's still a seed and it needs time to grow and root and be fertilized
Mm-hmm.
before other exterior forces can come in and knock it out of place. So when Donna says these things, she's so used to talking about them that she forgets that we don't get the whole concept. So I want to break it down into layman terms for you guys because it's such an important concept. Right now, my TV show that I'm starting to film on Sunday that I was going to cancel
Mm-hmm.
because I started talking to everybody about what I want it to look like and birth it. And everyone started giving me their opinions. It overwhelmed me. And I was like, I can't even create this. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. How could
Mm-hmm.
I even think that I could be brilliant enough to create a TV show that's going to change hundreds of thousands of lives around the entire world? Like, I'm just Tina. I'm too small for this.
Mm-hmm.
What was I thinking? And I immediately wanted to call the network producer and pull out. And I had to stop myself in the tracks and go, nobody has gone through my journey. Nobody has walked in my shoes. Nobody knows my abilities and my worth besides me. So why am I going to allow them to define what I'm capable of doing before
Exactly.
I've even done it myself? And so that is so important, and that I want to drive that point home, you guys, because she doesn't give herself the credit of that knowledge, that nugget she just gave you. And she's so used to saying it because she says it so many times every week that she forgets that we haven't heard it 20 more times, right? So I wanted to dig in deep and really solidify that thought process and that concept with you, because that is one nugget you guys need to walk away with and not leave on the table here tonight.
Absolutely. And that's why she's been with me for so long, is because when she gets a little, I get the call. I'm like, what's up? What's going on? Because I need to keep her going through it. Now, there's something else I have to do, because if you want more, we'll go through how you get in touch with me. However, there's something else I want to leave with you. And it's simple thing. You know, when people, um, I call it agita. Agita, get in your belly. They talk about it. You know, they talk about stuff. You're like, oh God, here comes Doris. And you know, you've got agita in your belly. Okay, I have a cure for that. Because what happens is you're the one that handles everything. And everybody wants to talk to you about, oh, and this has happened to me. And oh, and what do? You put it all on your shoulders and all on your shoulders. You go home and you're exhausted. And then you get home, and then there's more, oh my God, on your shoulders. So I have a trick that helps you get rid of the stuff you're carrying on your shoulders that you're not supposed to be carrying, because it's not your stuff, it's their stuff. How do you figure it? You get a lint brush. You can get a smaller one, but you lint brush it off, because you're not supposed to be carrying all the frustrations that everyone's trying to give you to handle for them. Stop it. You say, and you say, I'm so sorry to hear that. I understand. Okay, you know what? You know, I think you should, give that more chance and think more about that. That makes sense. So now when the conversation's over, I'm done, because you have more stuff to deal with. That had nothing to do with you. It had to do with them. Don't allow them to give you their stuff. Let them be accountable for them. We like, but I'm a person, Donna, that handles and helps everyone. That's cute. Okay. And, Well, that's
I
really
do,
cute.
Donna. I
Yeah,
do. I
I would
fix
say
everybody.
that is so Tina. Okay, she's a fixer. Yeah, I think there's a story there. Okay, yeah, the fixer. God rest her soul. That's all I'm going to leave it to. Okay, you're supposed to be motivated to motivate other people to do better than you, not just you, better than you. Allow them to push themselves to a better being because they deserve it. They're the ones that deserve it to hear it from you going, oh, I love that. No, I love you. And I love Tina. Tina and I have been through this process, and there is a book that we started, and there's now going to be a book that is a little different. And Tina, the book that got her started to be most phenomenal, because she got more phenomenalness going, is something that was called, people may have heard it before, it's called The Lazy Man's Way to Riches. However, the book is going to a revamping right now, and it's now called, I need you to pay attention right now. You don't need anyone's permission. Let me say that again. You don't need anyone's permission to live your best life. Anyone's permission. And that is the tool that gets you to where you're supposed to be. And that is the title of the book. And it is also going to be an online course. It's going to be fabulous. And that'll be here in October. Tina will be on it and inform you about that because in order to get through this process, and this is just one of the tools I use for my coaching, I can't coach everybody on this process. So guess what? We're going to have a couple of more coaches to assist in that, to push you to all the excellence that you deserve. Hey, Tina, she's going to be one too, to make sure that we get it right for all that are worthy. The simple question I have is, if you believe that you are worthy, then you need to get on board and soar with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
That's what I like. Okay.
All right. We are so excited, you guys, about bringing this coaching program to you, about revamping this program. And I can honestly say, hands down, the program changed my life. It was because Donna entrusted me with this program that I was able to get everything in order in my life, that it was able to purge everything that was unnecessary, that I was able to get rid of the negativity, put it at the curb, and allow it to be carried away because this book, literally this program, walks you through how to do that, how to align yourself, how to get your priorities in order, and how to purge what is holding you back. And so I am very blessed that I get to be a part of this project and be one of the coaches with the project. And
Yes.
like she said, it's coming out in October, you guys. Dawn, I want to thank you for giving us your time tonight. Thank you for coming on the show.
Pleasure. Thank you
Yeah.
for allowing us. And please, if you'd like to get in contact with me, Tina, how do you get in contact with me?
So you can go to itstimetosor.com and connect with her on her website. And soon she's going to be premiering on social media. We're working on getting our social media
Whoop,
up and
whoop.
running. We just got our YouTube channel up. So we're working on bringing her into the 2021 era.
Yeah, what the heck? What the heck? I'll catch up.
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in to this episode. I hope you got a couple of the amazing nuggets that Donna dropped. I hope you took notes, and please share the hell out of this episode because this is going to impact some people's lives and start to change their situation, right? Their direction. Even if it's just one little nugget of inspiration, it can put a spark in people that this world currently needs. The healing and the transformation that this world needs starts with you. And with you, you trickle it down to those that surround you. And you start the snowball effect. And that is why we do what we do. Me and Donna do what we do to help heal the world a little piece at a time. And so if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, The Belief Breakthrough Show, please do that so you don't miss any episodes. It's getting better and better every single month. We've got a few more psychologists, some therapists, some counselors, some coaches coming up. And then starting next month, we will be diving into spiritual awareness. And so every month it's a new topic. We've got a lot of goodies coming up. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so. Share the video. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you guys soon.